Teaching English is more like good to me. I feel good. So episode 2 will start like from Perth in Australia. It was 18 years old, and I just after like I graduated from high school, and it was just like 6 months later, and I was still a teenager, and I just had a driving license in case of my like identify myself, and that's why I got the license. I went to Perth because one of my dad's friends is Australian, and she's from Perth, and actually her name is Karen, same name as me. She's Australian, she's from Perth. He knew I wanted to go abroad to study English, and then that's why he introduced her. I talked with Karen. She lived in Japan for a long time, so she could speak Japanese and English. So like we talked like mixed language. She suggested me to go to Perth to study English because Brisbane, Melbourne, Canberra is really like, it's the east side, but there's so many Japanese to study English. So like she suggested me to go to Perth where there's less kind of few Japanese, so it's really good for me to study, and me in the place that I cannot speak any Japanese in there. So I decided to go to Perth, and I stayed there for 3 months, and I did homestay, and my host family is just actually Asian woman only. There was host mother, she's Taiwanese, and then there were 2 roommates. One of them, she's from Taiwan, same as my Taiwanese host mother. And then second, another one is from Korea. She's the oldest one. I was the youngest one, and 2 older sisters like that. I'm a oldest sister in my real life. I have a younger sister, so I never had been an experience like youngest sister. So I was like, oh, I got like an older sister here, I can rely on them, and I was really happy. And they helped me so much well. They could speak English more than me, of course, so they can help me so many ways, and I'm really appreciate that. I went to language school in Perth. I got some of my friends, and I still have contact with. I had so much experience, and I could like travel around Perth, not Australia, but like Perth, and I got great friends and a great experience. Actually, like in Australia, I don't know now, but at that time in Australia, people who are over 18 years old can drink alcohol. So like I was 18 at that time, so every Wednesday I went to kind of like a bar with my friends from the school, language school. Every Wednesday we had like a beers and wine, and yeah, we had a great time, and it was really cheap at the time, so like I enjoyed myself drinking alcohol, but not too much. But yeah, I had a really good time. I still have like friends from the old days. Like one of them is French girl. She's the same age as me, and she lives in France, I think. And actually, we lived really close when we were in Australia, Perth. We went our houses back and forth, or like we walked around our neighborhood, and I was really fat at the time, and so she like told me you have to do like some exercise, and we run together at the park, or like we do some exercise like at herds. Yeah, and we're like 33 right now, but we still like have contact. Not always, but like every birthday, like we text each other and happy birthday and I still miss you, or something like that. Yeah, it's really good memory, and I'm really like grateful for have like friends still like we can contact each other. After that, I came back from Perth to Fukuoka, and I had a part-time job. I earned a lot of money and saved it, and then like went back to Perth to see my friends or like my host family, and then I went to France to see the friends, her, and then like I went to US, New York, Las Vegas, or like I went to London to see my friends, or like I've been traveling around myself to see my friends there for about like 4 or 5 years, 4 years maybe. Yeah, 4 years. During that time, I also started to learn music stuff because I love singing, and I was really into singing music stuff. So I went to music school in Fukuoka, and I had a lesson every week, and I started learning how to write songs with guitar. And then I started like, maybe I can do more a little bit like music stuff more than English, like traveling it around. So there's no point. So where I'm heading to like that. So I just decided to kind of like settle down, move to like doing my one thing to achieve it. And then like I decided to become a musician, doing so much like music stuff, having lesson, and that's why I moved to Tokyo, because I had a contract with some of agents in Tokyo, and that's why I moved to Tokyo to have a lesson every week. When I was 28, I decided to be standing myself, not to belong in the company. So I decided to go to New York to have my music career more like thicker. I want to have more experience of music. Went there, and I wrote some songs, and I did street live, and I met a lot of friends. 3 months is the longest time for like a visitor, because I didn't work there, I didn't go to school at all. So I just like had a sightseeing visa, and which is the longest is like 3 months. So I went there for 3 months, and the next year, 2019, I went there again. I stayed there again 3 months. At the time, I took an audition for Apollo Theater. Do you know Apollo Theater? And I had so many miracles there. The first week in New York City, I met a person who doing gospel, and she introduced me to like a person, the teacher, vocal trainer. She knows the person who connect to Apollo Theater. I had a vocal training every week with her. Yeah, I met some of like artists, really famous artists in Japan, and I could talk with her about Apollo Theater in person, because she won the Apollo Theater's audition, and she sang on the stage, and she had experience. I had the opportunity to talk with her. Yeah, it was so good time. It was such a good time. I took an audition, and unfortunately, I couldn't pass it, but it was really great experience I ever had. at that time I could have a recording at the studio because I met, miraculously, I met a person who had a recording studio, and he had worked with Drake and Beyonce. It was so miracle, right? So like, yeah, I had opportunity to have a recording with him, and it was great experience. And wow, 2019 was like so grateful. When I came back to Tokyo, that was 2019 October, because I couldn't pass the audition of Apollo Theater, which made me realize like how much I didn't study about anything except music. So I wanna learn something new. So I decided to kind of like stop doing my music stuff, because it had been 10 years since I started, and 10 years, okay, I just like moved to the new stuff to learn. Then next year, COVID happened. Maybe like February, like at the end of February, something like that. And then I thought, okay, it was a really good timing to stop doing my music stuff, and maybe I have to find another one. Then I just like realized how much I really like English. I can speak, but how can I use this skill? And then I started like, maybe I can teach English. Yeah, because I'm Japanese, so I can teach Japanese people how to speak, how to communicate in English. When I traveled around the world, or like when I was in New York City, every day I used English, but it was just a tool to live, to communicate with people. But now, maybe this is really I can teach, and okay, let's do it. Now I I'm teach English officially, and I have students. I teach English every day. I'm really happy through with this whole experience, which is really which helps me a lot right now. Yeah, that's kind of my English journey. Yeah. I've been doing my music for 10 years, but that was really, really great journey. And now I'm so grateful to have those people who really trying to learn English, and I can help them. And I'm really so wow, that's my I don't know what to say, but my dream job. Not dream, but I really, really like teaching English, because I like to speak and communicate in English with people. It's really good. It really matches to me, this what I'm doing right now. So I still like singing, I still write songs, but teaching English is more good to me. I feel good when I teach them English. I feel so much better. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's kind of a long story, but yeah, this is my journey so far. Yeah, I hope you get to know me a little bit. This is pretty much of it. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching my story, my journey. I don't know what's coming next, but everything is experience, everything is good memory, good for my future. So kind of a positive for my future. Yeah, I don't know how to express even in Japanese, but I'm really excited for my life, and I want to improve myself, my English, of course, everything. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better speaker. I want to be a better teacher, of course. I want to be a better woman, of course. All I want to do is just communicate with people. Keep doing this stuff, enjoy my life, and yeah. Yeah, pretty much. If you have any questions about my life, ask me anything. I can answer pretty much everything. So, yeah, ask me. ということで、今日は後半戦の My Journey of English でした。So, see you next time. Bye!